Good evening.
Hello. How you doing?
Us?
I'm sure everybody will show up there at some point or other. It's Zoom time. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
like Irish time. How are you doing?
I'm okay. My back is killing me.
Oh,
So
really?
well, just because of my neck and that, so my wrist, it's all sore, but I'm persevering through it.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. A
This
lot of
uh,
pain.
this hermit lifestyle doesn't help the backs. That's for sure.
Said as much as she's working with me, the more she works with me, the stiffer I'm getting. So she
Really?
said it's just, oh yeah, I'm in really bad shape. So,
Oh
and
no.
I've gained 40 pounds.
Oh
Just
really?
40. Yeah, just 40.
Yeah. God. Yeah, it's easy
Well,
to do.
I've gained two small children, right?
What's that?
I said I gained two small children.
Yeah. I remember one time we had a for it was for Christmas actually, and I ordered a turkey. And when I went down to get it, the butcher said, "I'm really sorry. My wife gave the wrong one to a family, and the only one we have left is 37 pounds."
37. Who has an oven big enough?
Well, we managed it, and I took it up the street on my shoulder like this, and the whole time I'm walking up the street, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Sylvia is 47 pounds right now.
Yeah, exactly. You might should have got them to cut it in half for you and cook half the bird.
You know what? It was okay because we had Jen's family here and a few other people, and we ate it all. It was okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. But how many hours did it take to cook a 37-pound
I
bird?
don't know. I can't remember now, but it took a long time. That's for sure.
About 15 minutes a pound, right? Yeah, so it would have taken hours.
It was a while. Hi, Simone.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. And hi, Calida. And hi, Susan.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? Good of a Thursday night, I hope. Now, while we're waiting for people to show up, Deborah was kind enough to send out music, or send me music for Big John.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I think I've seen it before. Where did you find that music?
It's on our. It's what was in the Oakville Celtic. Somebody had got it.
I see. Yeah. No, it's really good.
But it's hard. I find it hard. I find playing on the crossing the strings over to the G string. I find that hard.
Well, that's why we're going to work on it because there's a lot of little tricks and stuff that I can help you with to do that. And this is definitely a very good version.
Song, not bad.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to forward this to everybody. So let's see who we got here.
That Sailor's Wife song, I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, I love that tune.
It is so haunting.
It is. It's good. It's a crazy tune. I'm really happy that I happened upon it, because I was looking for tunes and then I found that one. I was like, oh, this is just great. Okay, let's see.
By the way, somebody wrote this. I have a CD, with brother and sister from BC that play Swallowtail Jig, followed by something else, and then Big John.
Would that be Craig and Quinn and
Yeah, the Quins. Yeah,
the Batchins?
Yeah, the Batchins.
I know those guys. They're very, very nice. Quinn is such a nice young fella. Like, he's one of these guys that has no idea how good he is, I don't think,
They were at the Leahy camp, and so
Sure.
his sister taught me a couple of workshops. And I really like them, and he is talented. He plays so many instruments.
Yes, no, I think he's really great, and because he has a grade 10 in Royal Conservatory in violin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's a drummer and a guitarist, and
yeah.
anyways, all the young girls were all going crazy for him at the camp.
I remember I met him because when I played at Goderich one year, him and his sister were there, and he backed me a few times, which was really fun.
Okay.
Really, really fun.
Anyways, on their CD, they play this, and like I said, Swallowtail Jig, I can't remember what's in the middle. I've got to find it because I don't have a CD player anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. Neither do I.
Yeah, I depended on my car to listen to all my music, and I don't have a CD player anymore. And I was thinking about this today because I really liked that set that they had. anyways, I'll try and find it.
Cool. Okay. Now I just sent that big John McNeil out. I hope it's everybody. I'm just gonna make sure here. Let's see here. Sue. Yeah. Thursday. Kayla. Sue. Okay. Here's it goes. Here's everybody. Oh, and Sephra. Okay. That's pretty good. So I pretty well got everybody with the Big John. All right. So how many of us are there here? 5? That's enough to start. I'm sure other people will show up, but we'll get started anyway. So I'm glad everybody's doing good and quarantining okay. No problems or anything like that. That's good. And so I thought maybe we'd start by, first of all, we'll just warm up a little bit. And then we'll take a look at the tune we learned last week, which was, remind me now?
Stool of Repentance.
Stool of Repentance. That's right. Yeah, great tune. And it's good. This is the key of A. So we'll warm up with the key of A, the scale of the arpeggio, and get it nice and crisp and good. And then we'll work on the Stool of Repentance a little bit, all right? And then we'll start learning Big John. It'll be fun, and I'll show you the little tricks you can use to get through Big John, because it's not the easiest tune, and that's for sure. It's a challenge. Okay, so A major, and I'll keep my tuner on here. Where's my tuner? There it is. Oh wow. Oh wow! I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Okay, so everybody get your low A ready. So get it down on that G string in a comfortable place. All right, so it feels comfy. And we'll do that A major scale. Ready, go. Now, since that was so good, which I'm sure it was, why don't we do it again right away, all right? Let's do it. Ready? Here we go. Okay, now we're going to do the arpeggio, okay? And just to let you know, can't remember if I showed you there last time, but we got 1, 3, 1, and then open to open. And then we got the top A, which is E3. Open to open, 1, 3, 1. So let's give it a try there, guys, and see how it goes. Ready, and... look pretty good. Let's do it again. Ready? Go. All right, how'd that go? Getting stronger? Good. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so the Stool of Repentance. Now, before we start playing it, are there any brave souls here that would like to play it for us to remind us how it goes? I mean, I'll do it. I can play it. I know how to play it and everything. But if there was any brave souls that would like to try it, I'd be more than happy to listen. No? All right, that's all right. Let's do it together. All right? It's a good way. We'll warm up together. Then maybe somebody will be brave enough after that. Okay, we'll go nice and easy to start off with, okay? Ready, and... One more! Faster! Now that was a workout. Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Is that not a problem? Everybody's got me in there? Or is there anybody that would like to play it for us? I'd love to hear it from somebody. Callan is going to do it? Yay!
Okay.
Yay! Awesome! Bright. Nice. Things I liked. Very nicely in tune. Did you notice that? Yeah? Bright. It was nice and bright.
Yeah,
Key of
I
A.
think-
Yeah, really good. Now you got quite a delay going on there tonight, Calida, and that's just the nature of the internet. Apparently, I don't know about your online school today, but the kids' online school cut out a couple of times today. The Google Classrooms, like the connection broke down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, both of them. And then I heard some other people said that their Zoom meetings crashed as well. Now, none of mine did today, but anyway, bad day for the internet, I guess. You know, it is just a highway with just so many lanes, right? But anyway, that was great. Nicely in tune. And then in the second part, the momentum really started to get in there. The nice jig rhythm. Now, it was slow, for sure, for a regular jig, but it had that nice pulse in it. So that was really good. I don't think there's any reason why we can't get that a little faster, eh, Calida?
Okay.
Cool. We'll try all together. Don't worry. Don't worry. Is there anybody else that would like to play it for us? Anyone? No? What about you, Simone? You want to give it to us? No? Okay, well, we're going to go faster. All right? So we're going to put the edge on a little bit, just a bit. And we're going to do it twice. So the first time, we'll just do what the Irish call the front foot. Okay? Because, like, there's different levels of fast and slow, you know? And the Irish people, they have three, well, actually, all of us, most musicians, have 3 places in the beat that you can play. Have any of you guys ever heard of this before, this idea? With the 3 spots in the beat? No. Okay. So, you know, your metronome is going like this, right? And that's kind of the middle. That's right bang on where I'm snapping with the metronome. If I were to play what the Irish guys call on the back foot, then I would kind of lean back on it. It would be kind of like, not slower, but just wait until the last minute to snap my fingers, you know? Wait until the last minute. And then you got the front foot, which is where I play for most of the time at a dance. I'm playing on the front foot. And that's where I'm coming in a little jumping the gun. See that? Not faster, but pushing it a little bit. See that? And there's a lot of people I play with where I have to push them. You know, we sit there, and after about a tune and a half, it's like, oh my God, this guy's playing with the anchor out of the boat. You know, and so that means I gotta push. I gotta get ahead of the beat, start those notes a little tiny bit before him to get his arse in gear and get him going. See what I mean? So first time we're gonna play on the back foot, just like we just did, and then we're gonna switch to the front foot. Okay? So be prepared. Okay, here we go. Stool of Repentance. Ready, and... Here we go. Faster! Okay. Hi, Stacy. Now, nobody stopped. That was good. That last time was approaching what they call the stately pace, which is kind of almost up to speed. You know, you wouldn't go much faster than that. Maybe like, oh my God, it's easy. That's kind of up to speed. That's what I would call up to speed. Okay, you could dance to it. It's sprightly. Okay, so now why? Just for an experiment, just to see what happens. Because what's the worst that can happen, right? You're all muted. Let's try it. I'm gonna start playing it, and you guys are gonna, get yourself loosened up. And you're gonna try playing it at that speed. Now, my advice to you is to just keep trying. I'm gonna play it twice. If you fall off the rails, wait for the next phrase and bang in there. Get them fingers ready for that next phrase and give it a go. Jump into the skipping rope. If it trips you and you fall, just try doing it again. Okay? And that's how we're gonna try to get through it. So, helmets on, guns up. 1, 2, 3, go. One more. One more. All right, now that was encouraging. I saw a few stops, but I also saw Bo's going a lot. Now I'm going to check in with everybody. Deborah, how did you feel?
I was going too fast. I was going ahead of you.
You were going ahead of me.
I kept slowing down because I was ahead of you.
Oh, interesting. Now that's usually caused by shortening your bow. One thing I've noticed from teaching everybody, adults, kids, everybody, is that when you go faster, the instinct is to shorten the bow or tighten the movement. See that? And it's this kind of, your brain tricks you. Your brain thinks you're going fast. Use tiny bows, but I loosen up. When I go faster, that's when I kind of loosen, and it lets me hold out that stuff properly. Like, if you see my hand when I'm playing a jig, uppity, 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 up. See that? That's how I do it there. Flippy floppy, like, that's totally unmuscled. See what I mean? So the instinct is to tighten. I always wondered, when I was younger, first started teaching, I used to think that it's because people feel like if they tighten their arm, it's spring-loaded, and it'll do the work for you or something, but it don't. So that's good. That's good info to know. So now you know, holding her out a little bit, loosening up, and you'll probably stop doing that. But it also means you could probably go faster. Now, how about you there, Calida? How did you do with that tempo?
That was good. Yeah, it's fun playing fast.
It's great because you get the good rhythm in there, and then it's like you could do it all day. That's great. So you had no problems. That's excellent. No stoppages, no blocks. How about you, Simone?
So my mom says to say that it was too fast. And then I feel like, yeah, I kept up your moments, but now that you're saying that, yeah, my bow, I was just using like this much at the bottom.
At the bottom. Oh.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, it would be hard. Yeah. Now the thing about it's good that you mentioned that. So now you know you can kind of try to lengthen, but also the bottom part of the bow, I call that Yasha Heifetz territory. Okay, that's hard to use the bow. You know already. It's like the tip of the bow is like, you know, leaning around and fighting you. You know, you're on the E string down like this and it wants to go over. So the whole time you got to drag it back over like that. And also, if you know what it's like, if you let any of the weight of your hand into it, it's crunch city, right? So far better to play up here. And then you can just kind of, see down here, it's really a lot of work. Now, it's not like I don't use the bottom of the bow. I use it plenty because it gives me weight that I need sometimes when I'm in a loud environment, right? But I know how to use the bottom of the bow. I still don't prefer it. I still much prefer the upper third. And so that's the advantages of playing up there. When you're down here, it's definitely going to be harder, okay? It's good feedback, though. Really good. How about your mom? How did you do? You get a few notes in there?
She said too fast. She was getting some notes, yeah. She
Oh, that's
got
good.
a lot.
That's good. That's all you can hope for, man. That's great. Excellent. Very good. Now, what about you, Susan? How'd you do?
Well, the faster I got, the more I was riding the bridge.
Ah, okay. Good point. Now, that I've noticed. These are all problems that I've noticed before, guys. And that particular one is another tightening. Check it out. Everything's fine. You feel comfortable? Oh, no!
Yeah.
See that? She goes right up there, okay? So it's a relaxing thing too. Now, the only thing I've noticed that helps people to relax while they're playing, that I've actually really noticed a difference, is trying to breathe. Now, I say that to people, oh, don't hold your breath while you play, you should breathe, it's better. Okay, yeah, how do I do that, right? So I've noticed that the gateway to breathing while you play is to try to breathe on a down bow. Try to exhale on a down bow, okay? If you can kind of do that, then you might find that you can continue to do that for the rest of the tune. And it really, really helps a lot, okay? Now, how about you, Karate Goat Farmer? Did you have to go and referee a karate goat fight?
No, I went to wrangle the printer, but the printer not good. It's probably going to print 80 copies of that, the new one there.
Nobody
Overnight,
needs 80
but,
copies of Big John McNeil. Nobody needs that many copies.
I'm sure it'll be this deep by the time I get back downstairs.
Oh,
but
no.
That's all right.
Okay.
So then, I think I was doing that thing where I'm tight, so I couldn't keep up. But I got some solid A notes. I kept on trying to come in on the A, so that at least I was trying to keep up with you.
That's good.
So
no, that's good.
I'll get there.
Oh, no, for sure. And like I said, that was just an experiment. And we're going to check in with this here and there, you know? We're going to do it once in a while. I'm just going to start playing up to speed on a tune we've learned. And you guys are going to hop in and out as much as you can. We're going to talk about what stops you. Because I always say going fast is the canary in the coal mine. It shows up whatever's weakest, you know? And everybody here noticed something about what they were doing that was weak, that was because we went fast. Okay? Anyway, that's great. Any other questions about the Stool of Repentance? Anybody want to try it again or anything like that? Or should we just move on?
So that's a good question.
Yeah.
When you had the little, grace notey things, is it, you said, when you're going from 1 to open or 2 to open?
1 to open. I mean, you can get them in 2 to open. Where do we go 2 to open? No, it's 1 to open there. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's what I do there. And I do it all the time. See that?
Open, 1, 2, open?
It's 1, so I'm on the F. And I should mention that when I do grace notes on my first finger, I use my third finger to do it. A lot of people use their second finger, And a lot of people use their third finger. It really depends on what's more comfortable for you. I love the third finger because I have good smacking power. See that? But some people really like the second finger because it's tight. It's already close to their first finger, and that makes them feel comfortable. So it's about half and half. After I noticed that, I started going and noticing good players and seeing what they use, and it's really about half and half what people use for their grace note. So you can try both. But if you were to use your first finger, it would be 1, a little quick 3, a little bit more 1, and then the open. So is what it sounds like. Want to try that for me, Simone? Let me hear it. Let me hear you do it. Yeah, and one thing to remember about those things is that your first finger there is not an ornament note. It's a melody note. So you don't have to flick it off as if you were doing an ornament. You can just keep it there just like normal. It's your third finger that you're flicking, or your second. Okay, you want to try it once more? That's way better. Okay, you hearing that? And you practice it on all your strings. It'll give you good skills. Okay? Cool, man. Any other questions? Shall we try it again? Do you want to try it again? Stacy didn't get much of a chance to practice it because she's busy printing Big John McNeil for the whole of North Ontario. Okay, so let's do it one more time. We won't go that fast. We'll go back to the back foot, okay? Ready? Here we go. One more. It's not a great finisher, that tune. Any tune where you gotta go back and play, you know, the first note again type of thing to finish it is not a great finisher, unfortunately. There are so many tunes that are meant to go into another tune or back into itself, and that's one of them, you know. It leaves you hanging. Anyway, I'm going to invite the people that should be here. B. McEwen. Yeah. And Sue Leader. I'm just going to send them another invite just in case they forgot or something like that. Okay. So now, Big John McNeil. So I never had the composer in my life, I have to say. And then I noticed on the one that Debbie sent me there. Oh yeah. Yeah, Bev is asking, did you start class yet? Oh, yes. Okay. So on the one that, having trouble getting in. I need an ID. I always had that. I feel like a headache, so maybe I'll just start next week. Okay. Oh, who we got here? That's Bev. Okay. Here is Bev. Okay, good. Okay, just one sec there, guys. I gotta just make sure everybody's in if they want to. Hi, Bev.
Hey, was I early or?
No, you're late. You're late. We start at 7.
Okay, I didn't get the Zoom. I didn't.
Oh,
get
it's the same. It's the same one every week.
Okay.
Yeah, same link every week. It makes it a lot easier for. I just have it in my calendar and it starts up automatically for me, which apparently is a thing. I didn't even know.
Okay.
Anyway, that's okay. We're just about to start on the new tune.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm just gonna text Sue here because she tried to get in but she had trouble. Sue, I sent you an invoice.
So Dan sent it to us, Beverly. He just sent it out.
I saw that. The
Yeah.
music?
The music, yeah.
I got the music right after 7, but I didn't think to log into the class before.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're gonna start on it now.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, and Sue Bartello is joining, but she's got a headache, and she's gonna start next week. Okay. But anyway, so Big John, yeah, I wanted to see who the composer is because I never had a composer on that tune in my life. Like, I'm not the greatest for finding out who wrote stuff. I have to say I rely on smart, booky people that I know to keep track of that type of thing for me. So this is Peter Milne, which is a name I've heard quite a lot. 1824. I wonder what his story is. Because this tune really is the pan-Canadian tune.
We'll have to go to Ancestry to find out.
Yeah. Well, let's see if anybody says anything. Oh, Ontario Traditional Music Library. Scottish fiddler Peter Milne and Don Messer recorded it in the 40s, and that's what did it for the Canadian fiddling. You see, that makes a lot of sense because Don Messer had a show on CBC. And people listen to him right across the whole country. So that makes a lot of sense.
My dad was from Halifax, or from Nova Scotia around,
Yeah.
and he made us watch Don Messer every Friday night at 7.
Do you remember a show called Up Home Tonight there, Deborah?
I don't think so.
It was a similar show, and my dad made us watch it every night. And it was the guy, what was his name now? He's a fiddle teacher. He's a really... it'll come to me, but he's a
Not
great...
Stan Chapman.
No. Oh, geez, I don't want to look it up now. But anyway, he's a great fiddle player and a great teacher. And
Alistair?
No, it's not Skip. What's his name now? Geez, I can see his book. But he put out these books that were really excellent teaching books for Canadian fiddling, you know. It started off with the scales you normally use and all that stuff. I wish I could think, I'll think of his name, but Natalie, when she was little, I saw recently there was a clip of Up Home Tonight with Natalie McMaster playing when she was like 12 years old with her uncle Buddy. It was a great show, and they usually had a square dance during the show, and they had this singing group called Sugar Time that was a cappella singing group. It was a really great show, but I remember my dad made us watch that because some big names had come on there.
Well, there was John Allen Cameron that we also watched.
He had a show too, and that's where Jerry Holland kind of got his start playing with the Cape Breton Symphony. The Cape Breton Symphony started because John Allen Cameron's show, which was produced here in Toronto, had a fiddle spot in the show. And the Cape Breton Symphony were these great players, all the best players from Cape Breton, Wilfred Gillis, Winston Scotty Fitzgerald, Jerry Holland, Sandy McIntyre was in the group. Who else? And Dan R. MacDonald, the great tune writer. So it was a really great group. And this Scottish guy, his name was Bobby Brown, and he used to lead the band called Scotch Mist, was the Scottish country dance band here in town. And he produced the spots for the Cape Breton Symphony in the John Allen Cameron show. And his son Laird, I play with him all the time, and he told me about the first rehearsal they had. Now, all the Cape Breton fiddlers I'm talking about come from different areas, so they have different versions of the tune. And the first tune they were going to play together was Mrs. McLeod's Reel. And so he counted them off, this Scottish guy, and they all start playing Miss McLeod's Reel, and they get to the end, and he says, "Now, gentlemen, what did you think of that?" And Wilfred Gillis, who was a funny old guy, he pipes up in his squeaky voice, "I thought we were bang on together," like that. And the guy Bobby Brown says, "It was terrible. You were playing 10 different tunes," which is true because they all had different versions, you know? And so then it was his job to tell Buddy McMaster that he had to play a different version of Miss McLeod's than he'd been playing since he was 10, including everybody else in the group. And apparently he did it, which is quite remarkable. But anyway, so yes, I know about that show too. So, Big John. Now the first thing I'm going to do is play it a few times. I forgot to hit the record button on the Zoom meeting, but I have a QuickTime recording going. So I'm going to hit record on this right now. And I'm going to play Big John a couple of times. And I want you guys to get the sound of it rolling around in your head. And I'll talk about the challenges in this tune. Okay, everybody got that in your head? Now it's fairly simple in terms of like the melody, right? It's not that complicated, but what's hard about it is the key and the fact that it uses the whole fiddle and a few other little challenges like that, all right? Now, is there any questions about it before we get started, before we start learning the phrases? No? Okay. Now you can see the opening phrase there is a great big A major arpeggio. It starts on the low A. See that? And then you add an F. Back down you go. And then an A. You go all the way to the A. Back down you go. The F again. And then scale down to do it all again slightly different. Okay? That's how this tune is structured. You can hear that repetition, that low A part happens 3 times. See? Here it is again. Slightly different than the first one again. And then we got this scale in thirds. And then you switch over to the A. And then you finish your off. See that? It's just a big scale and arpeggio, this tune, okay? So we'll start off this first phrase, the big A major arpeggio with an F. So A, and that's a long note, by the way. And if you play it on a down, the next 2 are going to be on an up. See that? That's an up there, where you got to slur the next 2 notes in an up bow. So let's try that together, guys. Ready? Get your low A ready. Make sure it feels comfy. Mine feels fabulous. And so, down bow on the A. And then C, E, F, E. C, E, A. E. C, E, F, A. Down we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I think that went pretty good. How's everybody feeling about that? Okay, let's do it again. Long A, guys. Ready, and C to E, F, E, back to the C, E, A, C, F, down we go, 3, 2, now we do all the same phrase, but this time, we're going to play the F again, and then the A, down we go. Do it all again. And we'll get the ending there in a second, okay? Now, how did we do stringing those all together? Is everybody okay? Okay, cool. Yes, Susan?
You just have, there's one note that you play that's easier than the written. When
Oh,
you're
really?
scaling down, you go, in your second bar, you go from C and down instead of going up to E, and it's actually a lot easier.
Well, then do that, eh? If you do it the way it's written, that's totally fine too. Like it's like many of these tunes, if you did them on top of each other, it would still sound really good. So it's, I don't know where I got that version. God knows where I got it. I've played this tune all over the country. Okay, let's do it again, guys. Just to, oh, any questions? Anybody can't do it? Those 3 phrases there? Can't do it? Hi. Hi. Hey. You usually have a pint in your hand. It's weird. I almost didn't recognize you without one. I'll have to make do.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to do those 3 phrases, guys. Okay, helmet on. Let's do it. Stacy, can you move your camera over to the right so I can see more of your fiddle? I got a great shot of your closet door there. Just to that way. Yeah, a little bit more. That's great. Now I can see your bow on your strings a little bit better. Okay. That's good too, Bev. Don't get too picky about your background. My little girl said this morning, I don't want to sit in the kitchen table for online school. The background's not as good. She's 6. Here we go. Ready, low A. Now, let's do this ending, okay? So this ending is what they call a scale in thirds. So, and me and Bev were working on this today. This is where you use 1/2 of your hand, the 1 and 3, and then the other half of your hand, the 2 and 4, or open, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 3, then we're gonna go 2, open, then we're gonna go 3, 1, then open and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 3 on the A, and then CAA. See that? Yeah, scale in thirds there. Now it does hop a little bit when we get to the end, but it's still basically just a scale in thirds. Okay? Melanie's joining us now. That's good. Hopping in mid-phrase. So we'll try that scale in thirds once more there, guys. 1 and 3 to start with. That's the odd number fingers. Okay? 1 and 3. Here we go. Ready, and 1, 3, 2, open, 3, 1, open, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, A. Yes. How we we doing there? Let's do it again. Hi, Melanie. Hi. We're doing the ending of the A part of Big John. The very ending where it scales on up in A. Okay? Let's try that again, guys. 1 and then 3 to start off with. All right. Ready, and... A1, 2, A. Okay, that's her. One more time with that, just for the crack. Ready, G1. 1, 3, 2, D, 3, 1. Open, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, A. All right, that's looking a little more comfortable. Any questions or anything? Problems? Let me see about your version here and see if I'm doing okay.
Was this supposed to start at 8 or is it at 7?
It's at 7.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry. Sorry, Melanie. It's okay. There's still going to be a video. I've been videoing the whole thing so you can catch up. Okay, I want to make sure I got that version right. Yep, that's it. Same versions in the paper. Yep, good. Less confusing. I'm going to send Melanie this music too, because I don't think I sent it on the list there. Okay, I'm just going to forward you this music there, Melanie.
So what's that note? You are playing that different note. I finally heard it. What are you playing instead of the...
Let me see.
Instead of the E, you're playing something else.
So, oh, I'm just going right down the scale. Which is why Susan was saying it's easier. I'm just scaling right on down there, which most of the people that I play that tune with, that's what they do too, so. I'm not sure about... I'm not...
It sounded nice. It sounded really good.
Yeah, and it's very available to the fingers, you know. I don't know what Peter Milne would think of it, but we'll just have to take our word for it that he'll be okay. All right. Now, so are we okay with that last bit now? Is anybody having any problems there? Can we try the whole A part? Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Nice and easy. We're going to plod from one note to the other until we're all finished. Here we go. Long G1. 1, 2, 3, go. Again. right, that looked pretty confident for the most part. Anybody having any problems? Melanie's brand new, so she's going to be gazing at it there for a few minutes for sure. Getting her bearings. Anybody else, though? How we doing? Anybody want to play it for me? I would love that. I would just love it. Yay, Deb! Let's hear it. Give my left arm a break.
My tuning, I am having a little trouble tuning, so this is good. So
Yeah.
I'll get this sorted out.
Yeah, it's good for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I did it.
What's that?
I did it.
You did it. You did a really good job. Nice and articulate, good amount of bow. Now, the tuning, I can hear what you're talking about. When you first started, I got to tell you though, I'll tell you your tendencies so you know what not to bother working on. It's so important with intonation. But, so when you started, your first finger was nicely in tune on both strings. Your third finger was a little flat, but I was very glad to see that first finger staying put, because one of the problems with A major, especially in the lower octave, is when you stretch for the C sharp, the one tends to come up for the ride, right? And then after a while, the whole hand, and that's what happened to you by the end. But it took like almost until the end for your hand to come up. So that's a good thing. See what I mean?
And it is good, because that means I've improved.
You're improving. So we were working on that before, I remember. Keeping that hand back. You're not the only one, believe me. I had one student, Keith, and he was like, he's an analytical guy. He's an engineer. And I told him about the, keeping the hand back and stuff. And the next time I taught him, he was like, I actually considered getting some epoxy and putting a nail on my fiddle. I was like, do not do that. That's not a good idea. Anyway, so other than that there, Deb, I thought it was quite good. Okay? And the bowing you had in there too. Very good.
Thanks.
Who else? Next victim.
Well, that'll entice people.
Oh, Stacy's doing it. You're going to be next, whoever said that. All right. Yes, that is it. What's that?
You know how I'm a piper and I went back to pick up my notes.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. We'll get that piper out of you before you know it. Now, here's a couple things I really liked. Your first finger area stayed put as well, and right through. It was really good. Now, your third finger is flat.
Yeah.
You can see about getting that by two things. You might be too low. That could be the case. You just need to stretch farther. But you could get it just with finger pressure. Okay? Because finger pressure sharpens you like a half a semitone. So if you're kind of at the end of your reach and you're still flat, try pressing really hard. When I do it, I have small hands, like compared to most men my age. So when I reach, there you go. See, there you go. And when I reach for that C sharp, I am completely flat fingered and I'm pressing down almost as hard as I can go. Almost, not quite. And I use the corner of my finger where it's hard, where there's not a soft spot where I'm going to lose that pressure. See what I mean? So you might consider doing that. If that's not enough, you might have to move your finger up more if you can. Okay? Other than, and the bowing. The other thing is, after you do the first long note, try to slur the next two in the up bow. So you can do the rest of it starting down, up, down, up, down, up.
Oh,
See
okay.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I noticed you were doing an up bow and I was doing a down bow, and I'm like, what's going on?
That's
And so you're
why.
slurping, eh?
That's why.
Alrighty.
It's called an
Yeah.
up-up. And whenever you're playing in 4/4 and you come across a quarter note, that turns your bow around. You know, because your bow wants to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Because down is your strongest note, right? It's with your foot. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But then as soon as you do a long note, down, up, 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 down. It's weird. See that? And this particular tune, you got to do that up, up right off the bat. Otherwise, you got to bow the whole A part backwards, and it's a real pain.
Shoot, yeah.
So the up-up's going to be valuable. Now, I was going to say to some other people that are getting along a little better, the up-up is what you learn how to do first. But then after a while, you're clever, and you figure out that if you just play the long notes on an up, you don't have to slur anything. But then you end up slurring just into the up, so like this. See that? So that can be handy too. So there's kind of two ways to do it, depending on your approach. The down, up, up is a fundamental skill that's really important to get under your arm. So if you don't already have that there, that's what I would suggest. If you do have that there and you feel like doing something different, then you could try to slur into the downbeat with those A's and then straight bow the rest. See what I mean? Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. All right, anybody else want to try it for me before we take the grinder to it? Don't everybody jump at once now. Zoom is very sensitive to that. Like if everybody tries to unmute at the same time, it'll like crash. Okay, let's take the grinder to it. 1, 2, 3, go! Little faster. Last time, I swear. Okay. Any survivors? Any casualties? Everybody feel okay? Yes, Deborah.
I find it hard that when we move over to the other strings, trying to get back onto the G string.
Yes.
So I kept missing parts of the first of the song. I had to get my fingering back.
Yes. Now, I was going to talk about that. That's kind of why we're working on this too, because I think somebody mentioned last time. I think we were talking about one side of the fiddle and the other side of the fiddle. That seems to ring a bell. Maybe it was a different class. I'm not sure. But so yeah, one side of the fiddle and the other side of the fiddle. We got the G, D, A side. See that? That's kind of the lower side of the fiddle. And then we got the upper side of the fiddle, the D, A, E side, right? Okay? And so if you watch where my elbow is, just watch where my elbow is when I play this tune. Now you see, did you see my elbow drop a tiny bit when I went over to the D-A-E area? Did you see that? Okay, now I'm going to make my way back. Now, did you see my elbow come up really far when I went to do that? No. Okay, I go down like this. That's all you have to do. Now, most people that are learning to play the fiddle, they think you have to do this. But that's a huge, hard move, right? It's a great big hunk of meat that you're dragging. I call it the funky chicken, you know? And the other thing about it is that it pushes on your bow. Like, it makes your bow go way farther than it wants to. It makes it crash into the strings when you do this. So you want to try to do it like this. See that? So for the D-A-E, I'm kind of like this. Okay? And for the G, I'm kind of straight-handed. See that? That's how I go from string to string. It takes no energy, and I can do it. See that? No, you didn't see my elbow hardly move at all there. Okay? It's unnecessary. All right? So let's try one more time. We're going to pick up the pace a tiny bit. And all of you guys are going to try to keep that right elbow as stationary as you can. Now, did I mention the doorway last time? Did I talk about the doorway? I did? Okay. So if you have a doorway when you're practicing, this would be the perfect tune to practice in the doorway. Okay? Or with something to check that elbow and keep your elbow from moving around doing the funky chicken. Okay? So let's try that A part one more time. You're going to keep that elbow right where it should be and not let it flop around. Okay? Even if it makes the tune suffer a bit. Here we go. Ready and... Now, how did we do there? I was watching elbows. Some of them, not everybody I can see their elbow, but it's amazing. Now that I'm teaching on Zoom all the time, I noticed the wandering elbow from watching the upper arm. Because if the elbow is wandering, you can see what happens to the upper arm. You can see a movement there. See that? Okay, so I did notice a little bit of elbow here and there, but let's see. How did we do? Deb, how did you do that time? Were you able to keep it at bay a little bit? You're muted.
It's
Yeah.
actually something that the other teacher and I have been working on because of my neck, trying to get it so I'm not hurting.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get me to learn to move it, not lift it. Like,
yeah.
you have to move it, but not lift.
That's
so, while I'm playing, when I start thinking about it, then I lose my place here because
Yeah. Yeah.
I messed up.
But like I said, that's why like you got to try with something like that. The tune is now unimportant. You're working on your technique, right? So if it makes the tune suffer a bit, just keep repeating it. It'll stop suffering after a while. You know what I mean? But the most important thing is to get this attention in there, and that's good that you were able to get a bit. That's really good. Now, how about Calida? How are you doing with that, with the wandering elbow?
Well, I was kind of having the same issue. Like I was
Yeah.
focusing on the song, so then like
Yeah.
yeah. So this
Yeah.
time I'll focus on my elbow.
Yeah, we'll do it again in just the elbow. Don't worry about the tune because it's just a little exercise, isn't it? Because Calida did strings at school. How many exercises sound like this tune there, Calida?
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like this.
Yes. So just treat it like that, okay? That's really good though that you're noticing. Simone and your mom, how are your elbows?
I think we need to practice a bit.
Yeah.
I think the similar issues.
Yeah.
Like where to focus.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And like I said, don't worry. The tune will come along. How about you, Susan? How's your elbow? Oh, you're muted. Unmutey.
It's a little more the wrist.
The stretching, eh?
Oh.
Oh,
I think I'm squeezing too tight.
yes. Now, I should mention, you reminded me, I should mention that this tune uses the whole fiddle. So check out my left arm. When I'm on the G string, see how I led with my elbow there. So I don't reach across with my hand. That's highly unstable. Your fingers come down in a weird way and flat-fingered on the soft part. It's not ideal. So you want to turn over to the G string, crank that elbow, and you see now my fingers are right over the G. Bang on right over the G. See that? I don't have to stretch or reach at all. They're just coming down like normal. Okay? Because the G is a big challenge in that way. Notes on the G string are known to be challenging in that way, reaching across the fiddle. Okay? So you want to keep that, you want to lead with the elbow, and when I go to the E string, I use my elbow too. See that? G, D, A, E. A, D, G. See that? It's a really easy way to move the whole apparatus from string to string. But you're right, Susan. You need a nice relaxed left hand to do that. If you're pinching on the neck of the fiddle, it's weird. It ends up weird and you end up coming up the neck of the fiddle. Okay? Good pointing out. That was good that I was reminded of that. How about Stacy? How are you doing?
Glad I have my closet here.
Oh, you're using it?
Oh yeah.
Good. Now, hopefully you're not reaching out for it. I don't want you to reach out for the closet. Okay? Yeah, just regular. Just regular. Like if I was using my old antique radio here, I wouldn't want to reach out for it. Just have it so that if it does move, it's going to bang. Yep, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay? Now, I know you probably use this move all the time for those goats. It's like, feed it, goat. So just watch out for that, but the closet's great. How are you doing, Bev? How are you doing moving across all those strings?
Okay. It's hard to keep the G sharp and the C sharp in tune.
Yeah.
You know, kind of all over the place, coming up and down. And then I think, my hand starts to move up, go north a bit too.
Oh yeah, the great northern Canadian migration. Anyway, I was going to say about the G sharp, whenever I have a tune that's got a few difficult key notes because of the key, I always identify which ones do I really have to get in tune, you know? So for instance, the C sharp, how many times do you play it? Many times. Over and over, side by side. So that one I would stress about, right? I would make sure that C sharp is there every time, because if it's not, it's going to bug me. By the fifth one, I'm going to be like, ugh, you know? The G sharp, however, you only have to slip it in there a passing tone.
Okay.
See what I mean? So I don't sweat it quite as much. But anyway, you get what I mean.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Melanie, how are you doing? I know you were jumping in there kind of feet first, but are you getting along okay? She might not be able to hear me. Well, I'm not going to stop her from practicing. So, shall we try again with this in mind? And then we'll get the B part, okay? Oh, 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, good. Now the second part, very simple. It's the easiest part of the tune. It's like, it's actually kind of boring, this part, because it's the same lick over and over, okay? So it's a little scale up from C, and then we do this E, A, F, A, long E. So let's just get used to that lick, because we got to do it a lot here, okay? So we'll scale up from C, E, A, F, E, A, E. Do it again. Do it again. More. Okay, we getting that lick? Now, if you're interested, I'm playing the E string. See that? I do a lot of that, okay? So that's the C and the D with the E string. And then that's what I do there. So A and E, just the A and F, just the A and E. Okay, if you wanted to get that in there. Of course, you don't have to. You could just play the bare bones melody. C, D, E, A, F, A, E. Do it again. This time, scale down from the A, and then do it again. See that? Oh, that maybe your version doesn't do that. I better check. So let me check here. If it doesn't, it should. Yeah, it does.
Sorry, you kind of lost me. I don't know where you are or what you're doing. Sorry.
Second part. And we did.
I'm there.
We learned the first phrase, right? And then we just do the first phrase again, like it's a double. So you do this whole. Oh, I see. It has a little bit different in your version. Most people just do a long E there instead of going back down to D. But we can do it exactly the way it's written too. It's very easy. So E, A, F, A, E, A, and then do it again. C, D, E, A, F, A, long E. Then we come down the scale from A. Do it again. A, C, E, and then we're going to get this lick here, this next lick, okay? So now, let's try that much a couple of times, okay? So C and then D, and we'll do that bit. I'm just going to make this a little easier for me to see, so we're all on the same, working from the same hymn book, as it were. Okay, so let's try that. C and a D, and then E, A, F, A, E, A. Ready? And... E, A, F, A, E, A, C, D, E, A, F, A, long E, down the scale from 3, E, A, F, A, E, A, C, E. Okay, that's another arpeggio back up. And then we got this kind of hard lick. It's a little bit hard. That's kind of one of the harder licks of the tune, actually, where you flop your third finger over from the A to the E. And I just do it all at once. See that? I slap my third finger right over those two strings there, and then they're both there. See that? And then I just move my third finger back over to the E, and I got the next bit there. So it's very little work. Okay, so let's try that lick there. 3 to the 3, A3 to E3, A2 to E3, and then the 1. Okay, let's try that again together. A3 to E3. Ready? And. Let's do it again. Ready? And. Last time. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's start at the top and see how far we get before it's horrible. Okay, C to D. And then E, A, F, A, E, A. Ready? And. C, D, E. Long E. Down we go. E, A, F, A, E, A, C, E. 3, 3, 2, 3, 1. Now we do it all again. Okay, then we scale up just to scale down. Jog. And up we go. That's the ending of that part. Okay? Now, I think we better start at the top of the B part and get that far once more, and then we'll get that ending. Okay? So let's start at the top of the B part. Helmets on, guns up. And we'll see if we can get up to that point. Okay? Ready? And. Good. And now we're going to go down the scale from A. Oh, back up to 1. E, C, E. And then we're going to play D. Up we go. Okay, so a scale with a jog, a little arpeggiation, and a scale back up. Let's do that again. Starting at A, we're going to come, actually we'll do the run up. Okay, we'll do the F and the G, and then down the scale from A. Ready, and. A, down we go. 1, E, 2, E, A3, up we go. Let's do that again. Same thing. Ready, and. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, open, 1, open, 2, open, A3, up we go. Okay, one more time. Ready, and. Are we getting that? Simone, you look like you have a question.
I just think that like those last before maybe like the second last bar or something, I'm still confused.
Can you try playing it for me and I'll tell you where you go wrong.
Okay.
Just that last bit there. And then play the F and and then go down to the E. C, E. Oh, no, the C is the A2. So. And then D. Yes. Okay, you getting that?
I think so, yeah.
You want to try it again? Correct. Very good. No problem. Anybody else have any bits like that before we try that ending once more? Let's do it. Okay. Ready to go. One more time. Okay, is that good? Awesome. Now, let us go right from the top of the B part right up until we get to that part, and then we will crash and burn. No, that's not true, because that's when we repeat the part again, okay? We do it all over again, all exactly the same except, I think, the last 2 bars, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so when you go back to, I don't know if you're looking at the music there, but if you do, you use the first ending. The first ending there is actually meant to go into the A part again, as if you were going to repeat the tune, okay? The second ending that it has there, you only use that second ending if this tune is the last tune in the set, and this is the last time you've played it. That's the very, very final finishing ending there, okay? So the first ending we use only when we repeat the tune, and the second ending we use only when we're finishing the tune, when it's all done forever, okay? That's how that works. It's a little confusing, but it is clearly still marked there to start after the first ending, okay? And it's because, I'm sure you can see right there, this ending scales you back down to the G string so you can start the tune again. It's a really cool thing. See that? And then the second one is much better for finishing. Hooray! See that? So that's how that works. So actually, since we already have all of the whole B part except this ending, why don't we just work on this number 1 ending here? So that's... The only tricky part is the first part where it goes 3, 2, 3, and then we scale down. Okay, so let's try that together. On the E string, 3, 2, 3, down we go all the way to low A. Okay, all the notes. Here we go. 3, 2, 3. Ready, go. Down we go. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 3. Ready, go. Tiny bit faster since it's so easy. Ready, go. Again, ready, go. Okay, how's that feeling? Feeling good? Anybody having any problems before we try the entire B part from one end to the other? Is there any confusions, comments, questions, concerns, or problems? No? Wow. Okay. You know, if this was an in-person class, people would be like talking over each other and shouting at me and trying to get their oar in. But with the Zoom, it's just not like that. The mute button is a very powerful thing. But please feel free. I don't mind. If you want to shout at me and scream at me about something that's weird, please go ahead because I love helping. Okay, so let's give it a try, guys. The second part of Big John, the whole thing. Okay? Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. All right, now I screwed it up a tiny little bit there because I played so many versions. I accidentally did a different jog in the scale down. So, but other than that, how did we all feel stringing all that together? Did it go okay? Okay, let's do it again right away. This time I promise I won't screw up that part. A 1, 2, 3. All right, how are we feeling? Thoughts? Feelings? Anyone? No? All good? Little faster then? That's what you get for not saying anything, is we gotta go faster. Okay? Little tiny bit. 1, 2, 3. Part. we do there, guys? Anybody have any comments about that? Were you able to get through it? Who was able to get through it? Excellent, excellent. Now, anybody that couldn't get through it, like Melanie and Stacy, I know that you weren't really around for the first part, so that could be why that happened. But anybody else, can you tell me what happened? How did you get off the rails? What's that?
For me, like, well, I have it just, I'm watching it on my little cell phone, so it's hard. Like, I'm trying
yeah.
to, I get lost.
Absolutely.
So once I can get the printer to cooperate, I think I'll be okay.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I need the music because I keep on having to shift my stupid cell phone screen to see the music.
Oh God, what a pain. Yeah, so that will help, of course, for sure. Yeah. Anybody else have a problem getting through it that they wanted to? Yes, Simone.
I think that I don't have like a clear pattern in the beat section yet. Like I haven't like had to, like chunked together in my mind.
Really? Yeah. You know, I always say that the more repetitive tunes are actually harder in that way because it's the grand old question. Which one have I done? Which one did I just finish? And which one am I supposed to play next? Yeah. So if you think about it though, it's da 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 pa dee da diddle da pa dee da diddly da pa dee da pa da pa diddle da diddle da pa dee da diddle da pa dee da, and that's it. That's 5 times. And then we go repeat it and you do it another 5 times. Does that help? Yeah. And then the only differentiating thing then is that the first phrase is like if you think of shorter phrases. Sometimes with the more repetitive tunes you have to think of shorter phrases. So da 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 pa diddle da diddle da pa diddle da. See, those, to me, that's 2 separate phrases. And then that means that the third one is exactly the same as the first one. You see, it's like a sandwich. Okay? And it happens both times. So that might help you a little bit. With the repetitive tunes, that can be the danger for sure. Anybody, good question though. Anybody else want to say anything? How you doing, Calada? You getting through it all right?
Yeah, I was kind of having the same issue. Like, yeah, there's like the one note changes like throughout. It's like so repetitive. So then you think,
yeah. And it doesn't help that we're going snail's pace because the more repetitive tunes, when you go slow, it's like what the. I feel like I played C like 100 times in the last hour, you know? It gets really hard to keep track. So why don't we pick up the pace a tiny bit? A tiny bit, and it'll make that a little bit easier. Now, for the people that don't feel strong, if you just hop in for a phrase here and there, it's going to help you, okay? So try to keep hopping into that skipping rope over and over. If you fall out, just hop back in, okay? It's the beauty of the mute button. Okay. Here we go. One more time. A little faster. 1, 2, 3, go. because people's bows didn't stop near as much. All right. Yes, Deborah?
Yes, at the end, I thought I was keeping up with you, but somehow you're playing, either you're playing an extra bar or I'm missing a bar.
Well, I haven't played an extra bar yet. I never ever play extra. I mean, sometimes I've skipped bits, but I've never added extra ones yet.
Yeah, it happened both times you played. Like, I followed, stopped at 1, like went to 2, but somehow it seemed like...
Is this in the ending, you mean?
Yeah, in the ending.
Play the ending for me the way you hear it.
So I'll go... Whoops.
That was all right. You skipped a note there, but then you corrected it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that was definitely correct, what you just played. Yeah. Anybody else having any problems? Or is it just to grind away at it until it starts to take shape? And so I've given you the tips about your hand, about the elbow, and about which part of the bow to be in. And so those should really help you when you're trying to get through this tune. Make sure when you're on the low strings to give yourself plenty of bow. The low strings are very loose, and if the bow is not moving, they tend to choke. They have this choky sound. And so to get the bottom strings to come through with the volume, you just scoot. You just give it lots of real estate, okay? So you can get them strings rattling. All right? Anyway, great job there, guys. So let's see. Next time. What should we do next time? We should do a... Yes? Somebody say something? Bev, yes. Did you say something, Bev?
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
No.
So next time, I think we should do a jig. And we'll one to put with the, what do you call it, Stool of Repentance there. Okay? We'll do a multicultural set. Both cultures, Scottish and Irish. So maybe we'll do an Irish one to do right after Stool of Repentance. Okay? Now, one really nice key change to do is going from A to G. It's really cool. Okay? Because it's a drop for sure, because you go from A to G. But G has such a bright ringing sound on the fiddle that it's also kind of a lift, you know? Or, actually, even better, let's go to A minor. All right? And I'm going to give you a tune that is like the classic Irish jig. Okay? It's like so Irish. It's got shamrocks falling out of it, and I think that there's a leprechaun trying to ride it. And it's called The Castle, or Sean Ryan's, okay? The reason I'm choosing it is because it's got a couple of tricks that you might want to get, Irishy tricks. And I'm going to play it for you just so that you can have that stuck in your head this week, and then we'll learn it next week. So I owe you guys a video, I think, of Big John, Slow and Fast, and then I'll make also a video of The Castle, or Sean Ryan's. So just imagine. Now what a change is that, eh? That's nice. That's going to be really nice. So you can start listening to it. There's great versions on the internet. Everybody has played this tune. Every Irish musician that has ever put his bow on the strings or his mouth on the whistle has played The Castle. Okay? So it's a very good one to have under your belt. Yes, Melanie?
So, where do I go to find last week's video?
Oh, the YouTube channel. Okay? I think I might have sent a link to it. But you don't, even if you don't have a link, it's Dan McDonald Fiddle Teacher.
Okay, thanks.
And last week's class is on there, as is the beginner class. So, and go ahead and make use of that too if you want. Like, there's a whole bunch of classes on there and tunes and stuff like that, okay? And I'll get all that stuff up this week. Okay? So is that good, guys? Good workout? Excellent. So we'll see you guys next week. And please remind me if I forget to post anything, bug me. I need it.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Nighty-night.
Yeah, nighty-night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Oh, God.